pact once broken, forged anew. Warlocks Waffles, forged anew. Did you want waffles?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Warlocks and Waffles, the only show that is haunted. We have three ghosts. One lives in the attic, one lives in the basement, one lives in the medicine cupboard in the downstairs bathroom. They're all named Jeffrey, and I think they're Canadian. I can't be 100% sure on that though. We are a TTRPG morning show. Junie looks like he gave up on the morning.
I had a whole thing. I was gonna interrupt you and be like, well, and then I got lost in whatever lore you just created.
in the deep tapestry I was painting of the
I
lore
was
of the
just like,
show.
I was trying to think of the dumbest thing I could to interrupt you with, and then I was like, nothing's gonna beat this in this moment. I have to hear it, and I have to understand it.
Occasionally, Junie and I will just kind of have a weird little impromptu improv game at the beginning of the show, like when we first get on the call to just sort of get things set up. And this morning, I don't know why, it just kind of evolved.
I came in aggro. I came in
Yeah,
aggro.
Judy
and I was
came
like,
in aggro, which
well, look what the cat dragged in. And then it turned into like,
it just became
look
this
who divorced my mom.
Yeah, it just became this back and forth sort of roast battle, of like going back and forth and just well, and then some weird little
look who's illegal in 35 states.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Welcome to the show. We are a TTRPG morning show, the only TTRPG morning show until we are challenged for that title. It's good to be back. It's been a little bit.
It has been a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Junie, how you doing?
I'm overall not terrible, but I am chock full of things that oh man, how do I phrase this in a better way? Let me clean this up. Okay. I have not been able to vent to you
Sure.
on here and all that stuff. So there are many thoughts, ideas, stories that have just been pent up. They're just in there. And I want you to just take a moment, to take a breath and tell me how you're doing before I take you on the roller coaster ride of my turbo top 10 random crap that I want to share. And we're going to bounce back and forth, but I want you to take this moment to just take a breath as you're like lowering the lap bar for the roller coaster. And you're just like, oh, this isn't going to be so bad before we go, before it has that, like, not like a like start on the roller coaster ride. It's one of those that just like it hits a button and you hear like the launch, the compressed air launch you. Yeah, it's one of those.
I've pulled my strap down. This is Junie running past the roller coaster and like really hard pressing on the thing to make sure it's locked into place. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's
how are you? How's your mental state?
I'm
You're
good.
Okay? You're alive?
Yeah.
You're well?
We had a lot of driving, but we survived and we're back, and very, very fun times. We were originally gonna drive home Sunday and just leave at like 4:30 in the morning and drive home because it was like a 12-hour drive to get back. And we ended up we're sitting there on Saturday and we're like, we can either go to bed at like 8 o'clock tonight, or we can like just leave at 8 o'clock and drive through the night. And so that's what we were planning on doing. And then all of the like there were cousins that kept leaving through. We were at a family reunion. So there were cousins that kept leaving throughout the day on Saturday, and then the aunts and uncles were like, we're all gonna go out to dinner, and it's just the aunts and uncles, and the cousins
You're
aren't
not allowed to
invited.
come.
And so we're like, okay, well, there's like 5 of us left. I
Dick
think we're
move.
just gonna leave. And so we like loaded up the car and ended up leaving at like 4:30 on Saturday. And then just drove through the night and got home around 4
Well,
a.m.
that's
Yeah, it was it was a good time. I was
That's a
very tired
fun-
by the time
that's-
we fell into bed. But it was
My
good to
God.
be back.
wow. That's rough. Hey, we're all gonna have fun. Just walk backwards.
Just finger gun out of the room.
Yeah. But yeah, there's just been so many things that I think I've told people in my
Uh-huh.
brain, and then I did the thing where I like didn't. And I think I stared at our group chat like more than once and been like, I have to just haha, and then I didn't.
Yeah, you are a fan of the
mental communication. I'm
mentally
waiting
telling us something and then not actually
I'm waiting
saying
for
it.
Google to invent like an Iron Man chip to just inject into my neck, because I am ready for that level. Like to just go like, you know
Yeah,
what? Let me
yeah.
just do it with my brain, because then I'll remember.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll still not communicate, which will suck. But you know, it's like at least I'll tell myself that that's what I
Yeah,
need.
you
that
won't have the
level of
excuse anymore.
efficiency. Yeah, right.
The
Yeah.
number of times that I've like texted Judy about something and then gotten a text back like very, very late at night where he's like, "Hey, thought I responded. I didn't. Here's my response."
That or it's just like, okay, I'm like throwing a kid over a swing set or something dumb, and then I see
Right.
the message, I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna respond to that like as soon as I'm done
Yeah.
this. And I'm never done.
Yeah.
I'm just never fucking done. it's just there's always a thing, and then when I do be done, I just be dunning at a wall.
Right.
And just be
Yeah.
like, but
I
yeah.
currently
So,
have 4 different drinks on my desk right now.
My God.
Because I had walked out into the living room and grabbed a couple of things, and then Grace went to the gym first thing this morning, and she brought me
Good on her.
another drink. So now there's 4 of them sitting on my desk, and I'm now stuck in decision paralysis of which one of the 3 I want to open, because one of them is just water, but the other 3 I would require me to open them, and I don't know which one I want.
I hope that nobody redeems any sort of hydrate, because the only thing I have is less than half a bottle of water that was here from last time we had a
That's
show.
fun.
It's just been there, and I'm like, how long's that bottle of water been there? I don't know.
Too long.
I don't want it. Also, I typed in morning in the chat and then never hit enter. There we go. There
Morn.
I said good
Morn.
morning. So yeah, today we're gonna do like I was like in the shower, I was like a turbo tight 10. You're fucking brilliant, because that's how I have a mirror, right? And I'm just looking at him like, fuck yeah, you're
Junie
smart.
just yells affirmations about his ideas
Yeah,
at himself in the shower.
It's very concerning if like I have guests and like it's like, is he all right in there? It's like he does this. He does himself to get through the day.
Yeah, he's just at a hotel, just screaming, "This is a good idea."
People like you.
You're funny.
I'm sure that mole isn't new. Okay, so the first thing that I was like, I need to remember is the day you were setting out, we were gonna attempt
Yeah.
like a remote, like, you know, just we're gonna attempt like, oh, can we still do it You know, but it's not
Yeah.
like
It was like
from
the
your
day
normal
after
setup.
I would have got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were like, hey, this isn't gonna work. And then it's like, oh, cool. That day I had a lot of things, a lot of real life things that had to happen.
Yeah.
And not the most important thing because there was other more important family stuff, but I had 2 teeth pulled that day.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've ever had wisdom teeth pulled, but it
I
was
didn't have
very
wisdom teeth pulled. I had wisdom teeth extracted.
extracted. Yes,
Yeah,
I had them
no.
extracted. Yes.
There was it was a whole process to get mine out.
Okay, mine wasn't, and this is the problem with mine. The dentist was just like, those 2 back ones are really up in there in the gums. You might just want to
Mhm.
get them extracted because they could cause problems later, and they're not really doing much for you if they're that low, and you can't really like clean them
Yeah.
to the
Yeah, yeah.
level you would need to. So you should just get them out. And I'm like, all right, because I guess. Like, I'm just like, whatever. And then my wife's like, you should do whatever the dentist says. And I'm like, okay. So the whole day, I'm just like, why am I doing this? Like, nothing's bothering me. So I'm like,
Mhm.
why pain? Junie avoids pain whenever he can.
Yeah.
So I'm going, and then,
Unless it is psychic damage you are
yeah,
intentionally
I think
heaping
it's,
upon yourself.
then that's me. That's on
Yeah.
me. And I'm a masochist. I'm doing this to myself. That's okay. Don't yuck my yum. So anyway, they numb me up, and then I didn't realize until after the fact that like it was just literally ass pliers that he's just shoving in there, and then he's just literally like, he's like, "Do you feel this? Does it feel like I'm cutting?" I'm like, "No." And a trigger warning for anybody that's teeth stuff. I'll be brief, but he just, and then I was like, "Oh wow, is that done?" Right one, he brute forced it.
Yeah.
The left one was what I believe people's nightmares are when they think of
Yeah.
teeth things.
I hate
It
that.
was like a back and forth
Yeah,
situation,
no.
and it was
Mm-mm.
numb, but
Mm-mm.
and I was like, and he's like, "Oh, does that hurt?" And I'm like, "Yeah, a little." And then he went to the other side, and it was much faster. Still traumatic amount of movement. One side was just I felt pressure, and then boom. I'm like,
Sure.
"Oh, okay." He just went like a socket. Whoop. The other one, not what happened, and that side has been bugging me this whole time. So I feel like I did a real life pass and fail con save. I feel like on my right side, I rolled really good,
Yeah.
and he rolled really good, and we were both like eye contact. Oh man, this one's gonna be easy because they
Right.
looked at my X-rays, saw how not screwed up my teeth in the back were, and they were like, "Oh, we'll have you in and out in a few minutes."
Yeah.
This took like a minute, less than a minute. I was like, "Oh wow, that is fast. Oh, this might hurt later, but I'll be fine." Left one, still only like maybe less than 2 minutes. Felt like a year. Felt like an
Yeah.
infinity, an eternity. Didn't like it. Still, tender. Muy tender. Uh, and I can't think of many times in my life where I literally go, that was just a fail. Like that
Mm-hmm.
was just I the dice was rolled, and I was done. Like it was just like, well, that wasn't that one on that one. Like what's the best success, but it sucks outcome, and that was that for me. Just like, all right, yep, this is a traumatic thing. Done quickly is the best way it can go. And then the opposite, both in my mouth. I had the best and worst experience with my mouth in the span of 3 minutes.
I don't like that.
And I've been holding on to that for a week and a half.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Wow. Okay. Uh yeah,
I got a list, y'all. I got a list of these shit. I
I'm
got a
so
fucking
thrown now.
list.
Um
This is better.
we had a lot of drive time. And so I spend a lot of time when I'm driving just kind of like turning things over in my head, and like I'll have a mental puzzle that I'm kind of trying to work on. And one that I had been working on for a bit was there is one of my groups who recently acquired this like airship type thing, but it has some like alien tech throughout it. And so I knew that I wanted there to be this sort of like AI, like kind of Jarvis from Iron Man sort of setup of like
Okay.
there's this sort of sentience to this ship, that it is not just a regular ship. There's this sort of helpful AI in there. And so I had kind of been going back and forth thinking on what I wanted to call it. I had designed the map and gotten that all done, and so I had put this sort of alien looking tech where the wheel of the ship would be. Where the wheel of the ship is called the helm, and so I decided that I wanted to call it like the helm was what I wanted it to kind of be named, but I wanted that to be like an acronym. So my for a while I've been just kind of puzzling in the back of my head, like, okay, what words do I want to make up helm with? Um, and so on one of our drive days, Grace and I were in the car, and we had listened to a lot of like podcasts and music and stuff the previous day. So I was like, I don't really want to listen to just more of that for another drive. And so we were just kind of talking. I was like, hey, help me puzzle through this. And so we went back and forth on it together, and where I ended up with was the help. It's an airship that's kind of like a spelljammer ship type setup. So it's also meant to go through like different planes of existence and stuff like that. The name I ended up with was the helpful extraplanar launch manager, and I'm pretty happy with it.
That's really good. That's
Extraplanar is
really good.
hyphenated.
Okay. Yeah, no, I that's good. I I would have done the cop out of said a bunch of stuff,
Hmm.
but then in common it spells Jippus. Like something real like
Right.
it's
Yeah.
in Gnomish
Yeah.
and
It's
it
it's the
means this,
gnomish words, but like it
but
translates to this. There was part of me
yeah,
that almost went that direction.
I would have
For a
just a
for a
cop out, yeah.
very long time, it was the LM in Helm. Were gonna be for living machine. And
Mm,
I really liked that, but I couldn't find a good way to tie that in. And then I really liked Launch
ooh,
Manager when we
what
when
about
we got to that.
highway expediting living machine? Like highway is like the traveling
Mm, I
aspect
like
of
that.
it,
I like
and
that.
then it expedites your travel.
Yeah.
Mm. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
pronounced
fun.
in like whatever language.
It's pronounced boop. The I really liked the Launch Manager because it also to me is very funny to just have like anything that you are going to ask it to do, it's going to refer to it as launching it. Like
Oh, that's funny.
you enter in a
That's
command
funny.
and it's like, would you like to launch that? And so like missiles, yes, launch. But also like start up the ship, yes, launch the ship. Like is it time for the meal halfway through the day? Yes, it's launch time. The like there's
The
different ways you
heating
could do it.
box that heats up the food, the microwave.
Uh-huh.
Does it have a self clean? It's just like launching it, and it's
Yeah.
launching the self clean function on the oven.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, exactly. Um,
that's good.
but
I like it.
yeah, I'm excited about it.
I'm happy for you. That's good. It's a good segue into mine. I
Mhm.
taught my toddler how to play Mario Kart.
Ooh.
I bit the bullet and I was like, you know what? We need Mario Kart, and I got Mario Kart, and it is very funny
Mhm.
because it's I get to see a very weird competitive side of her that I didn't fully understand, and it's apparently in Mario Kart there's like a lot of auto things, and I think it's literally just for toddlers because it's like, oh, a steering assist that kind of like, you know, boop, like just keeps you like a little bit, guided to the middle of the thing. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it kept me from going off stage a little bit. And then there's the tilt controls. Oh, you could just turn the wheel. And then there's like even like an auto accelerator. So I don't know if you even need to hit the gas. So she just needs to literally hold it and then do this, and then that's it. Uh, and she wants to play Yoshi, who she just calls Ow, because he makes that noise when you
Yeah.
pick it. So she's like,
Obviously.
I want to pick Wow. Um, and then I was like, what color are you? And she said, green. And I was like, all right. And she's like, you be blue Yoshi. And it's like, okay, all right, fine. All right, mommy, does mommy have to be a Yoshi? Is yes, black. And I was just like, whoa, why was there so much emphasis? So anyway, uh, she, she but she goes, and it's like, the race finishes and she's like in 12th place because she's like driving backwards in some cases. But when she crosses that finish line, she puts the controller down and she starts jumping. She's like, oh yeah, I did it. I did it. I never ever quit it. Yeah, I won. And she's like high-fiving and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
just like, and I understand the different shows that have given her little bits of things. Like I
Yeah.
see, oh, she got this from this, but like this is where it synthesizes. So
Right.
across the finish line, she's like, I did it. I did it. Like, and she's driving. She's like, oh, look, another. So she's just sightseeing while she's driving. She's not even like trying to win. She's like, oh,
So like
another Yoshi.
reading billboards.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, look, another Yoshi, another Yoshi.
That's really funny.
But I thought of like, me, I'm like drifting and I'm whatever. And then she's just like, and I am a fan of playing Mario Kart and D&D. I've done it before where it's like
It's a good time.
there's different cart chases, and then you just take different cantrips and spells as the spell boxes, and I mean as the question mark boxes, and that's what they collect during the thing. But then I thought of a new twist on it, and it's in Mario Kart. There's Mario, and but there's also like Baby Mario, and there's like Baby Luigi and Peach and all them, and I'm like, what would your like if you think of your favorite PC, what are their baby stats, right?
Oh, that's really funny.
Like they're still them and they still have
Yeah.
magic and power, but
Yeah.
like let's say you had to baby it a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's just like, how funny would it be? It's like, all right, you guys are playing this kart racing game. You have to stay on this track, and it's like, what do you call it? Like a soapbox derby / magical cart situation. That's how you rationalize it. So that's already one twist, but it's like, oh, also your babies. So it's like, how does that change things? What does it change? And that
Yeah.
was just, I thought, Mario Kart but babies. But we're not diving into that. That's just one thing on my list. All right, you go, your turn.
Yeah, I mean that actually reminded me of something. I got to play
Babies?
Mario
Is this
Party.
an announcement? Whoa, hold on.
No. I got to play Mario
okay.
Party
I'm sorry.
with my cousins. I haven't played Mario Party in forever. I remember Mario Party being challenging and fun. And like there's a bit of nonsense, but like I remember it being like, if you're good at Mario Party, you're good at Mario Party. That was not my experience with this game. This game was neither challenging or fun. It was
Was
just
it still hard? It's challenging and there's hard for no reason.
no, it wasn't even hard. It was just like meh. Like it just
I remember some that just like
good.
it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, yeah,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to? Huh? Okay, okay. Am I doing it? This is stupid. Like, there's nothing I can do here.
It was like, okay, here's your mini game. You choose a circle on the ground and push A. Cool. Yahoo. Yeah, it wasn't great. And then I was like, okay, well, I remember playing Mario Kart when I was younger, and there's like the bonus stars at the end, and they're given out for like a bunch of different things. It's like, okay, here's like all these crazy things. And the ones we got were so boring. It was just like, okay, we're gonna give this one to you because you won the most mini games. We're gonna give this one to you because you landed on the most bad luck spaces. And it's like, they landed on one bad luck space. Like, that's it. It's just like, okay. It's like, come on.
The most
like,
fingers.
This isn't fun. I got stuck on one space for 4 rounds in a row. and couldn't move off of it because in that Mario Party, there's like all the different characters have like their own special dice block that they can
Yeah.
roll that has like
Mm-hmm.
different stuff on it. I was playing as Bowser, and Bowser has 2 spaces on his dice that are just you don't move, and also you lose 3 coins. And so I got stuck in the same space for
You're just there
4.
gambling by
Yeah,
yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically. But I did get it was an item space that I was on, so it was just like every turn I didn't get to move, but I did still get the item that I was standing on.
Okay.
So I had a lot of items,
That
and I was kind
works
of
out.
disappointed that I didn't get a bonus star for like
Having most
had the
items.
most items because I had infinitely more. But yeah, takeaway, the life lesson, make your games fun.
Speaking of fun
That's it.
games, this isn't I didn't write this down because I didn't want this to count. But we also let Raina play Monopoly, which was
Yes.
hilarious because if you shake the controller on the Switch, like it rolls the dice. So we just let her roll the dice, and I just click A. I'm just like letting her, buy a property. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is she got so many properties.
Mm-hmm.
She was the property holder, and then we had to bargain with a toddler for colors. Hey, can I give you a pink if you give me a blue?
Yeah.
No, no. Or when it came to auctioning, like we were like 110 or 100. She's like 100, and then we're like, God, you're savage. She was winning all the
Just a
auctions.
highballer.
She was winning that game, and then we had
That's
to like
hilarious.
take advantage. She's like, come on, you don't need this choo-choo train, do you? uh but no, the thing I wanted to the thing on I have bullet points.
Yeah.
Yesterday was my mom's birthday,
Okay.
and we took her to a she loves like different Chinese buffets, and we took her to this seafood one, and I know she always gets like shrimp and crab legs, and in this place there was one like buffet segment like isolated by itself in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
and it had just like giant dishes just filled. Like somebody must have had a bucket and poured it into this big old dish of just shrimp, crab legs, and like mussels, something like that. And I've never had a moment that was more real that I was just like, "Happy birthday, mother," because my mother did stop. My mom stopped in her tracks. She was just like, and I was like, "Happy birthday, mom." And then I walked away to get French fries for my kid or something
Right.
stupid. But then train of thought, crab shrine. I don't know what I want to do with this.
Sorry.
But I
Sorry.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Crab shrine. Is that what you said?
Shrine, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
shrine,
said
yeah.
just said make sure.
Yeah, in Candlekeep Mysteries, there is like one like crabbing village
Mm-hmm.
where there are giant crabs, and I think this is where I could somehow, some way work in a crab shrine. But it's just one of those things I want us to mentally bookmark because I'm going to shoehorn in a crab shrine somewhere. I don't
Yeah.
know what that means yet, but it was just one of those phrases. Every once in a while, I'll get a phrase and I'm like, yeah, that's money. That's going in. That's going in something somewhere, somehow, some way. And yeah, so crab shrine, that's happening. What do you got? It's your
Awesome.
turn. Go for it.
Yeah, I had I sometimes will get onto uh whatchamacallit, Hero Forge or something like that, to make a just like a random figure that I can use as like a handout of like this is an NPC you meet.
Huh.
I do that for a lot of my games. And so a lot of the time I will end up with really, really absurd characters. I'm going to send you on Discord. I'm going to send you an image of this character that I made last week, and I would like you to uh, explain to the best of your abilities what you are looking at. Um, and then afterwards I'll also tell you what I've named this NPC because
Okay.
it makes me chuckle.
Okay. So there's a few things. Because as I'm looking at it, there's more things, right?
There's a
But I
lot
will tell you
happening. Yeah.
there's a lot happening. But the first thing I saw, right, and this is gonna be weird, but first like just opened my phone and I was just like party genie, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what's hold on, because I thought that there was no legs.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that the torso went into like a Disney Aladdin genie level of like
Mm-hmm.
tail, ghostly tail, and it's like rainbow technicolor situation. And for the audio listener, it appears to be a person, a skeletal face with a big old beard, but a clown nose, arms up, and then I saw like what looked like just like genie body, and it's
Mm-hmm.
all like neon, and it's like yeah, but there's a pirate hat too. Now, upon closer inspection, there's way more to it. There are legs, and then I saw that they're like lupine legs and a tail. So this now feels more like a werewolf situation here. And I'm like, okay, cool. But then in their right hand, there are playing cards, and one of them is green. This person, I don't wait, is this weird? No. I was like, this person is a gypsy. I don't know. They're telling some sort of fortune or something or other. So this has become like a weird version of the Shadow Man, where they're gonna voodoo, like jinx your fortune for some coin. Um, I can't tell if their face is skeletal or it's just the hair situation is making it
Mm-hmm.
weird. Um, but this does look, in my opinion, like a party ghost. What am I actually looking at here?
I mean, yeah, you've nailed the majority of it. It is a more like lupine face. But I
Hmm.
kind of shrunk the snout down and put the beard and the clown nose on it, so
Okay.
it does make it a little bit more skeletal looking. I agree. But yeah, I had fun making it. The pirate hat is actually a beret. It's not a pirate hat. Um, and the
Oh,
uh,
now I see what it is. Okay,
but the he's kind of pulling that like
I
strand of
see it. Yeah.
energy out of the deck. I've named this character Dirndl Flip Bundlebean, and I just like
Okay.
that. I like that name. I like the character. He's a little dude. Um, what what I think gonna do with him is I think he is the spirit that lives inside of an awakened deck of many things. I think he's
Oh.
just a little chaos gremlin.
So you already introduced him into
I
anything?
haven't yet. Um,
You know, I personally think that if anybody's gonna pull from this deck of many things, maybe the only thing that changes is it becomes that scene from the Dungeons and Dragons movie when the guy's attuning to the helmet
mm,
and there's a spirit inside there. It's everybody just sees this. What happens to him? He goes into the deck and it's this guy, and he's like, which one will it be? You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's actually the pulling situation where he's like, you could pick this card or this card, but it could be the toilet card.
yeah.
Woo! Like he's
I
saying cards that are clearly not in there, type of thing.
Yeah, I like the concept of like a deck of many things that yeah, which one do you want? Like you can try and convince me.
It's
Like
so good. Yeah,
like
and it doesn't
oh,
work. It's just full of crap.
do you
Yeah.
want a wish? There's a wish card. Be careful. This one will give your soul to the devil.
Oh, you
Um
should 1,000,000%. This is actually way more work for you. Come up with an exaggerated list of things that are not in the deck, but he
yes.
says are in the deck. Just like
He
it's just like
or
this
or
one will make every toilet within a 3-mile radius explode.
every time you go to the bathroom, you'll also really have to scratch your feet. The
Why does that suck so much? Oh, I gotta pee. I'm gonna pee in my face if I it's like, I bend over right this
I mean,
instant. Scratch my foot.
I could absolutely come up with just a long list. Like, who's to say that the deck of many things can't have more cards? Like, I could give him a whole list of like just really weird cards.
Well, it looks like this card makes you married to one of your party members' mother. Ooh.
Ooh, guess who's a new step parent to Jollick the monkey? He's going to be doing a little dance. It's just a little like the ranger's animal companion is just a little like capuchin, like one of those organ grinder monkeys.
I just imagine cutting to the ranger and then just like zooming. It's like, I'm never calling you dad.
Ooh, but your
Never be
second
my father.
your second one is that card that makes an NPC somewhere in the world actively hate you. It would be a real shame if they were the same person as your new stepchild.
I hate my dad.
But yeah, that's Dirndleflip Bundlebean.
That's really good.
I started with the name. I thought of that name and I was like, I'm gonna make that character. So yeah.
I like that. You come up with fun names. They're
Thanks.
Really
I enjoy it.
I had speaking of identities being shaped, I got a new pair of glasses and I'm not the biggest fan, but they're better than the last ones I had.
Mm.
And they're more circular.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like a tinkerer that is about to ask if anybody's clockwork something needs fixing. And I don't like questioning my identity as much. And I know in real life people go through identity things all the time.
Yeah.
I am privileged in that I haven't had to, and glasses are shaking me.
They do give you a little bit of an artificer vibe.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's worse is, I like punishing myself. So
we all know that, Judy.
I keep leaning into it instead of it just being like a funny throwaway thought of like, huh, I keep going. What if you bought tiny tools? Like, it's real stupid.
Yeah.
It's real dumb. I hate it. And that's all. I just got tiny glasses and it makes me go, what one accessory really make me rethink of how I want to present myself? Do I need an apron? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? I need a leather apron now? Shut up. And my hand dexterity sucks. I couldn't fix my freaking wife's lunch bag the other day. The zipper broke and I was like, my hands are my fragile, tiny, soft hands. I can't be a tinkerer. But these glasses tell me I have to be. So, Hunter, what article of clothing would have to change on you to make you reshape your identity? Is it a hat?
Oh man,
I feel like it would be hat.
I am a hat.
Like if I put a weird hat on you, I think
there have absolutely been some hats where I will like put it on and I'm like, oh, I like this hat, and I'll put it on. I'm like, I don't like it on me though. The number of times that I have bought, those like the flat brimmed like Newsies type caps. Like the number of times I have bought one of those and been like, oh, this is a cool hat, and then I put it on and I'm like, I look like such an idiot right now.
I put on a fedora one time and I think like I instantly did like this, and then I knew it was wrong.
Took psychic damage.
Like, you know what's funny though? Like, it was something where I didn't have that stereotype growing up.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know of it. And then I just kind of was like, I don't know, whatever. And I just stopped.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't until later that I got like the fedora guy, like I understood the meme.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wow, I dodged a bullet. Because
Yeah.
I really wanted to wear the hat, but I felt something was off with the universe. I just didn't. But yeah.
I got very into the like fedora trilby style hats in like middle school, beginning of high school, and was like very convinced that they were very cool. And
I think they are. I just think there's also more to them.
Yeah. Well, and for me, I got more of the like more teased about, oh, look who's a hipster, than I did the like neckbeard type energy. Okay. Is it my turn again?
Yeah, I was on my face. Yeah.
Yes. I had a concept for an item the other day that I think is very funny. It's a bag of holding. Does the same like properties of a bag of holding, right? Like you open it up, you put stuff in, and like it it holds them, right? Um, However, I was inspired by the fact that we were just on a long trip, so my wife had her suitcase packed. Trying to get her suitcase like out of the car, it was so heavy. She is a very
Mhm.
like effective packer, so she packs the
Ah.
suitcase very, very well.
Mm.
But then it's a very heavy suitcase, and it's like bulky because it's got that like zipper that like extends the suitcase out.
Mhm.
And C17R says can confirm, yes. Yeah. So the it's a very like heavy suitcase. And so I'm sitting there thinking, I've had players that have like gone to like they've gotten something and they're like, oh, we'll put it in the bag of holding. And it's like you can't put it in the bag of holding because it wouldn't fit through the opening of the bag of holding. What if there was a bag of holding that was suitcase sized? And so like pretty much anything that you would want to put into a bag of holding, you're going to be able to put into that suitcase. The problem is that it is really bulky and really heavy. And it doesn't matter how much stuff is in there. Even if you have nothing in that suitcase, it is the same weight.
Interesting.
It will always be bulky and heavy. But the
That's
stuff that
funny.
you put
And
into
then
it does not change the weight at all.
I personally feel like this is one of those shenanigans situations where if somebody's like, "How heavy?" You reply with bulky and heavy. It's like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm really strong." And I'm like, "I know. It's bulky and heavy."
Yeah, it's
It's like,
bulky and
"What does that
heavy.
mean?" It's like,
Yeah.
"It's always bulky
It's
and heavy."
always
Like,
bulky and
that's the
heavy.
magic of it. It's
Yeah.
just always that.
Like it doesn't matter how strong you are, it is bulky and heavy for whoever is using it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's really good. I always try to think of solutions to dumb problems,
Yeah.
and I just now thought about like, all right, you want to get something in a bag of holding, what would you do? And I immediately thought it's just like, well, all right, what if a bag of holding could get anything in there,
Mhm.
but would the drawback be? And I immediately thought of like, well, what if you have to set the bag of holding on its side and almost like a vacuum cleaner hit a button and then you just see it like old Disney 90s effects stretch the thing out and it's vacuuming up whatever the thing is, but it just takes a real long time.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, hold on, I gotta get this horse and like this cart in here, and it's like, "Zoo," and it's like stretch affecting.
We can
Like
take a long rest, guys. It's gonna be a bit.
it's gonna take a while to get all of this in here, and it's like, and it's being distorted and like
Yeah.
pulled and warped to get in there. It'll be magic. It's magic. So you could have the thing be all right, but to get it in or out, it just takes a dumb amount of time. It's just
It
like
has a
very like
little
it has to be worth it.
it has a little warrant like a little pop-up that appears that just floats in the air above the bag while it's happening that shows like an old
A
Windows like
loading bar,
progress
yeah.
bar. And so it can fail. And so it's like 70%
Oh
and
my
the down
god.
the download fails and it just cancels and you see your cart just is like 70% and then just stops and that 70% just cuts off and it's just 20
Oh,
30% of your cart is
1000%.
just sitting there.
Yup. Whoop. Done.
Oh man, I love that. What you got?
Uh, I just wrote my kid sucks at eating ice cream. Um, right? Because look, she likes yogurt and
Uh-huh.
she goes scoop, 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 and then she has yogurt all over her face. And I was like, "How do you get yogurt on your face?" And she's like, "I scoop, scoop, scoop."
Mhm.
You give her ice cream. She puts it on a spoon and then does this. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I'm like, because I think she realizes like a cone. She that
Right.
like she would have to,
Yeah.
but she's like
It's a
ice cream.
tiny
This is
cone. Yeah.
so she's like ice cream is eaten with licks, not
Sure.
with scooping into your mouth. So she does about
She's
that like
not wrong.
tw- I guess.
Yeah.
But then she does like twice, maybe three times, and then just like whatever, like just messes with it and doesn't eat it. Right. And it pisses me off because ice cream is not cheap, even if you get like a
Mhm.
cheap kid set. So it'll be like, all right, let me get a cup. And it's like, anywhere from three something to five something
Mhm.
for what I know is going to be three licks.
Right.
If it's at home, it's whatever. It's like I try not to give her a lot and it's okay. But like I feel like I have to go with like I'm trying. I don't even have anything like appropriately sized, but like imagine like a small condiment cup.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I need to travel with it
Get
and
one of
like
the
try to.
see if they have like a pup cup type situation.
Not even that. I need to go with my own little condiment cup and go
Uh-huh.
up to an ice cream man and go like, "Hey man, instead of like $4, can I give you just $1 and you just put some ice cream inside this ketchup cup for me,
Mhm.
please?" And it's gonna be the weirdest thing, but I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yo, she literally just wants like a I just need to let her get and then she'll say she had ice cream. Otherwise, she's gonna be, and then I have to try to trick her into eating ice cream soup, and it's like I kind of
It's a
do it, but it
milkshake.
pisses me off.
Yeah,
Yes, but she won't even do that because she
sure.
bites straws. She's not good with straw. Because she's like, ooh, juice or whatever it is, smoothie, and she like clamps on it, and then she wonders why her smoothie's broken, and it's
Mhm.
because she just eats the straw. And I'm like, just don't bite it. Um, but that made me think of. I know we've talked about telling players, oh, come up with like like a normal thing from your past or something like that. Uh, I do like telling people, think of just something you're bad at.
Mhm.
It can be something normal,
Yeah.
like you're bad at tying your shoes. Your shoes are always pull up boots or Velcro. Like just something and go like just think of something you're bad at. You can tell me if you want, you don't have to. It could just come up organically.
Right.
But I usually try to if I don't make it a defining feature, I do actually just kind of go like if anybody brings up spicy food or anybody brings up like being left hand right hand, like something where it's just like whatever, I do bring up one thing to throw a curveball to go like, oh, actually, guys, I'm allergic to salt.
Yeah.
Oh, damn! Like what? Okay, this is like don't
We've
salt my
we've
meat.
we've had
Something like
several
that.
we've had several meals. You haven't brought this up.
Oh, I've
Um
been dying inside.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you wonder
We
why the cleric
we
has to
do
like
need
save a
to
spell
we
slot for
need to
me.
stop
It's
and
always
get
that.
more EpiPens as soon as we have the opportunity.
It's like
Um
it's not like I'm not gonna go into shock, but it's just very uncomfortable. And
mhm.
is that why you're always falling down mid
Yeah.
combat for a little bit? It's like yeah, I kind of have to.
Yeah. I've had several players that will be like in a situation where the party has to swim, and then those players are like, I don't
Mm,
know if my character can swim. Can I roll for that? And I'm like, absolutely. Like roll to see if your character can swim. They roll. They're like, yeah, I can't swim. I'm like, that sucks. That really sucks. There was one player who got thrown off of a boat in a storm. Like they're in the middle of the ocean and got
oof.
thrown off a boat. And I was like, okay, make an athletics check to like try and swim back to the ship. They were like, I don't know if I can swim. And they rolled and they super couldn't. And they were like, yeah, I just start sinking. I was like, okay, well, you're gonna learn. um,
That's rough. That's
yeah.
funny.
Um, okay. I accidentally went into the lake carrying my phone over the week.
Oof.
And then I started reflecting on like, okay, well, if you have a like, if you look back on years and years ago when somebody would have a cell phone, they'd get pushed into a pool, and then their cell phone was like destroyed. Like it's not gonna work. Like I think that in TTRPGs there should be more opportunity for things to be destroyed by the environment. Like things should like there should be people who you got stuck in a downpour and like maybe something was damaged by that. There like you went to sleep and an animal got into your bag. You're an artificer who has like vials of poison and stuff like all over the front of them in a bandolier, and you got hit with like thunder damage. Like we should be seeing if all of those just shattered. I think that the in games stuff should be more destructible. And there should be opportunity for things to uh just not be forgotten narratively, if that makes sense. Like if
I think that's
if
really
if you have
yeah, it's
a
really good.
like a scroll or a book or something like that that you found that you were like, oh, we need to get it to this place to like decipher, and then you decide that you're going to swim through a lake in order to like cut a day off of your journey or something like that, that book might be very badly damaged getting to the other side unless you take like adequate precautions to make sure that it doesn't. Um, Obviously that's not for like every game, but every once in a
Yeah.
while I'm like, what if I ran a really gritty game where we're gonna really keep track of that. Like I think that it would be interesting at the very least, because then you could also play with like, okay, well, how do we make those environments work for us? Like the if the big bad has like vials of acid and stuff that they're using, like hit them with a shatter, those are going to break. Like if that's a thing that is commonly happening, maybe there are people that do like low level enchantments on bottles to make sure that they don't just shatter.
That's yeah.
um
That's what I was gonna say, yeah.
yeah,
Because there's magic enchantments, but like are the things that are containing or imbuing these or like wielding these enchantments, those aren't magically enchanted. So there's
but they
like
could be.
there they could be. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
So the three that jump at my head is one, you have like that one Wizarding Academy situation.
yeah,
And that's just an easy way to go because I think we've all introduced there's magic items and then you do quote unquote there's magic items,
right.
and then it's one of those things where it can be like students, it could be an amateur, or I like having somebody that's selling like discount versions of
Hmm.
things, and then that's when you realize like, yeah, it's almost like a wand of fireball situation. It's
Right.
like, yeah, the enchantment's real, the wand is wood, like, you know what I mean, like it is like the
So the wand
enchantments
just
are
catches on
legit.
fire the second that you
The
cast it.
wand can catch fire, the wand can shatter and split up
Yeah,
because it is a hefty branch,
right.
but it can just blow up. So having something like, oh, my staff does this, it got my hands got real sweaty and the runes that make it a lightning staff smudged a little bit, and now it turns a lot of things into pudding. I need somebody who has good water sealing ink to try to fix this
Yeah.
because I'm either just gonna rub away all the magic off this because my hands are sweaty, or I need gloves or something.
Hmm.
But like they just wrote this in regular magic ink. I need waterproof magic ink,
There
or
is
it's like
something
it's just wood.
there is something very funny about like, because it if you look at the like fantasy genre, there is stuff like, oh well, you need a feather from this bird blessed under the
Yeah.
moonlight of this thing,
Yep.
and it's like, okay, why? Could I do it with just a pigeon feather? Like I just need it for a feather. Like why does it need these other things? And it's like, maybe you can. Maybe you absolutely can do it with
You
like
summon
much cheaper.
you summon
uh
the beast you need to compete the Dark Lord, but it's like a Doodle Bob version of them because like
Oi,
you
mignoy,
cheaped out on like,
mignoy.
it's like, well, I
uh
mean it's technically right, but we used the pigeon feather instead of
right,
that
like
blessed dove feather.
discounted
Yeah.
arcane materials where it's like, okay, yeah, this is a like, this paper is basic paper, so you could absolutely use it to inscribe stuff into your book, but like it doesn't resist water. Like it will run, the ink will like fade, like all of this, whereas if you get the high quality stuff, it doesn't have that issue. I think there's something very funny about uh like discount materials that introduce a very frustrating issue um for spellcasting. You could even do it to like give your players access to things that they wouldn't normally have access to at
Yeah, that's what
lower
I was gonna
levels.
say, yeah.
Of like yeah, a revivify, you need a 300 gold piece diamond. Your players might not have access to a 300 gold piece diamond. But what if the diamond isn't necessarily like it doesn't need to be a 300 gold piece diamond. 300 gold pieces is just the
Oh
like the
no.
threshold at
Oh
which there is
no.
like this will
Oh
work.
my
Like,
god.
and under that there's like a larger chance for failure the smaller it is.
If you get like a cheap or fake gem, they come back with asthma. Like it works, but like they're not coming back like, it's
Yeah.
just like, all right, bro, you're back, but you got arthritis and asthma. Like
Mhm.
you're alive, but like stuff is not as it should be.
Mhm.
You didn't fully come back to full health. You were coming back with ailments. You would come back
Yeah.
with like normal
The party comes
normal
back and they're
body
like,
wrongs.
I've got a gem for it, and they like do it, and it's just like a piece of quartz or something like that, and the person like comes back to consciousness, but it's like did you ever see Princess Bride?
Yes.
You know when Wesley is like just been brought back to life, and he's like he's kind of moving around his eyes around, but like
Yeah.
he can't
Yeah.
move at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like that where they like they're brought back to consciousness in the body, but like they can't really move at all.
That's exactly it. That's what I'm
I
imagining.
love the
That is
concept of
really
discounted
I,
magic
I I
supplies.
think
That's very fun.
discounted magic, and also I know I can be very liberal with items and stuff, and I
Hmm.
think that gives you the freedom because then you don't run into the situation of like we've talked about deep closet like situations where it's just like, oh, they're gonna forget they have this scroll or
Oh
this
yeah,
potion or this whatever. If the things break,
yeah.
if the things jank up all the time, it's just like, yo, you don't want to use your dope sword or you don't want to like really bring that out because it's janky. So
Hmm.
burn that other staff, burn that other whip because have some fun with it. It's going to
Hmm.
disintegrate and then just use the next thing. You're constantly getting in rotation. This world's chock full of like Timu Wish.com, like items. So it's just like you can just get more stuff, but it's like literally
Yeah.
like just
I
not as
I
good.
am the great wizard Timu.
Yeah, yeah, and they're just making items, which is great because then it gives every like that's where you make magic
Drop
it's
shipping
common, but it's
diamonds.
not. Yo, yo, man, we just we did it. We just solved magic.
Yeah. Oh
We
man.
solved
Make it a
everybody's
cantrip.
wizarding
It's
problems.
a cantrip called drop ship.
Oh my god, people are like, "Yo, my god, he's about to summon a vessel." It's like it's not what you think.
Yeah. It's a
I'm
cantrip
gonna,
called drop ship.
I'm
You
gonna,
have to get a
I'm gonna magic
catalog.
like a billionaire. Hold on.
You get like a catalog that has like the different materials and the price and stuff. You cast the cantrip dropship, and as part of it, you need the material component that is the gold cost of whatever item you were trying to get, and you need the verbal component, which is the like item number of the item you're trying to
That's
order,
really good,
and then
man.
it
That's
just
really
gets
good.
immediate like a little like door opens, or like, oh no, it's a mailbox. Like a mailbox just grows out of the ground and it opens, and there's just like a little gremlin who just hands you a package, and then it shuts and it goes back down to the ground.
It's the most powerful magic in existence, and it's used like this.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't even be like it's less it's almost more like a sending spell, where you are
Hmm.
like sending them
The order.
the order. They have powerful magic, which is just they go to you and give you
There
the
is,
item.
isn't there a spell that is just for teleporting items? I think that
Ooh,
I forget what it's called, but I think
maybe
there is one where it's like it's gonna kill me. But I think there is almost like you can.
you're thinking of catapult.
No, it's something where it's like you can cast it on an item, and if you break it, it brings you to there or brings it to here.
Hmm,
It's some sort of tethering spell. I know it
interesting.
exists and it's gonna kill me. But I think it's almost like a like like yeah, a tether where it's just like, uh-oh, this item number has been whatever, it's being pulled somewhere. We facilitate the gate. It's not a
Right.
gate, but like what I
Yeah.
mean. It's just like a small gate is open just enough for the item and and a goblin. Um, we're about out of time, but
Hmm.
like I had more things, but the one thing that's really dumb that was just a shower thought that I had this morning was real stupid. Was I don't know why I thought of this, but in a voice, I said OTK high. Now, in a lot of like card games, an OTK is a one turn kill.
Right.
So it's just like in one round, in one turn, you kill what it is, right? And I instantly thought like OTK high. Your long game is your short game, and I just thought about a situation where it's just like the
It sounds like an
whole
anime.
well, I mean, yes, it does, but I was just like, imagine any sort of setting where it's just like you have to finish everything in one round
Yeah.
or in one hit because it just gets exponentially harder. And what that would scale like, w- how would you do it where it's like you're making everybody very overpowered,
Mm-hmm.
but then you do it the other way where it's like, all right, everything else can be overpowered, but is going to get exponentially more powerful. So you could be fighting a dragon wormling,
Right.
but if y'all don't finish it in one round, it's going to be a young dragon.
Ooh.
And it just takes a few bad rolls, like especially
Yeah.
at lower levels, like, oh, we got great items or something like that, but
Yeah.
your proficiencies are low, your stats aren't where you want them to be. So it just takes like a couple, oh, I rolled a 10 and a 9 and a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's a young dragon. All right, well, the AC's gone up.
Yeah.
And it's just like, all right, it's got more health now. And it's just like, all right, we can do this. We can do this. Uh-oh. It's an adult. Like,
Yeah.
and it just gets more powerful. And
Oh
what's funny is
man.
you can keep it tiny, keep
I
it small for the
yeah.
whatever, but it's just like everything learns and adapts and everything gets
Yeah.
harder. So it's like, what can you do to make things end in one turn?
I'm picturing a fight where the big bad has like acquired a dragon, has like just hatched a dragon, and then use some sort of like dark magic to like force it to grow and like rapidly age to make it more powerful.
That's
And so
digivolving. I
so
know you probably don't understand that, but you just described digivolving. But yeah.
the party like shows up as this ritual kicks off, and so like every round the dragon is like aging up. That'd be very
That's good.
interesting.
Yeah.
Um, awesome.
But yeah.
You have any
We
other thoughts that you wanted to get to that we didn't?
so many, but we're out of time. Uh, uh, did you have something you need to get out before you were
I think
just
I'm
like, I
good.
need this to exist? I had some of those. I know that there was like at least three more, and then I
Mm-hmm.
didn't get them onto this list before we started.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, oh yeah, I want to bring up. Oh yeah, I put on a tiara the other day, and once again, my wife looked at me and said, like, it doesn't look as bad as it should. And I'm just like, I'm really good at rocking these like accessories. Like, it is what
Yeah.
it is. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah. Hunter, do you have any calls to action for people?
Oh
I
man.
don't know what day of the week it is. It's a Monday. That's what it is.
It's a Monday.
I was like,
I
for the
think
weekend.
let's
I'm
keep
like, what?
these simple. Number one, have some ice cream this week. Like
Don't suck at it.
don't suck at it unless that's how you eat ice cream. Like have some ice cream. Second one, go for a swim if you can. If you can't, go play in the water in some way. Have a water balloon fight. Go in a sprinkler. If it's gonna rain, just go like dance in the rain a little bit. Have a water adventure. Third one, let's say
End
hmm.
it in one round. Uh,
Yeah, find a task that has been uh like you know that it would be easy once you got it started and the starting it
oh
is just difficult.
gosh.
Find
Oh
one of
yeah.
those, end it in one round. Do like
Just do it.
just
Oh.
get it started, take care of it. Yeah, just end it in one round.
It's actually that's such good advice because once you gamify something, it makes you want to do it.
Mhm.
So literally just checking the email, replying to something, sending a text or whatever, if you make it a game of like how fast can I do it
Mhm.
or like can I do this and that before I do this, it legitimately you can tick boxes that you're like, "Oh, that would have taken me a day to
Mhm.
like dread doing and doing, and then I did it and like as part of my 3-box challenge that I was like, how many things can I check off a box in 15 minutes? Like that's so serious. Just knock something out really fast and it just really works. Accidental ultra life advice right there.
Other than that, have a great week, everybody. We will be back on Friday. Until then, remember to embrace the nonsense, and we will see you then. Bye, y'all.